Hi. Thank you so much for joining me. It's such a pleasure to be here. I just thought I'll do videos to catch up with a few people that I know that have come into the UK that I was in contact with when I was doing YouTube videos last year. So I just want to follow up a few candidates that were in contact with me. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to ask people to give details of where they live or what companies they work for. The purpose for this video is to find out, there's news in the paper that people coming into the UK, they're not getting enough hours, they're not being paid, some are homeless. There's all sorts of stuff that's going on. So I want to find out from individuals. So I will be doing a series of videos from different people to actually find out what is going on. So stay tuned, subscribe, because I'll be sharing more and more of these videos. So today's candidate is a candidate that comes from Kenya. And I know this candidate personally because they were in contact with me when they were in Kenya. They were very active on my YouTube videos and they were applying to jobs. And letting me know how they're getting on. So I'm really, really pleased that I'll be able to bring this candidate. One thing to say though, it's going to be a voice call because we don't really want to identify videos or anything that they say. We don't want it to be taken back to their workplaces because it might have an impact on everything basically. So let me give this candidate a call and hopefully they will pick up and I can find out.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, love?
Hello, how are you, sis?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this video with me. Yes, I really appreciate you taking your time to help me out. Well, the reason for my call is to understand, like there's news in the newspaper about people coming into the UK, not, working enough hours, not getting paid, and some people are homeless. I just wanted to, because you're one of the people that were quite supportive on my channel, and I know that you came from Kenya and now you're in the UK. I just wanted to follow up with you to see how you're getting on. So maybe just tell me a little bit about, the kind of work, not the kind, yeah, tell me a little bit about how you found out about the job that you applied for. I don't really need to know the details of how much you were paid, but things that you were promised, if you're promised accommodation or whatever you're promised when you came here, is that what happened or there was something different? That's what I'm looking to find out. So tell me about how you found the job and, things that you were told that you'd be given. And when you came here, were you given that? So include things like your working hours, your salary. Are you being paid according to the government requirements for your visa? You just share anything that you feel like you can share. Don't mention any company names or anything like that, or your name.
Okay, sis.
Okay.
I've listened to you. Thank you. First of all, let me say thank you so much for coming up with this channel. I mean, it's through your channel that I learned so much even before I came here. And you as a person, you've been so supportive, helping all of us, not just me, anyone that was following you. You've been so supportive.
Yes.
And let me just go now, down to me. You've been so supportive. So I'm grateful for that.
Yes.
Now, concerning how I heard about this job, I've been doing, before I came here, I was doing research, a lot of research, both in YouTube, Google, and Facebook. Now, this particular company, if I can remember well, I Googled about companies offering sponsorship in the UK.
Yes.
Then it was amongst, not in the website really, but just in the website, the Google. Then when I went to Facebook, I searched their name and I found that they were giving sponsorship, but in the UK, not outside. They were looking for people in the UK. Now that's where I say you have to be someone who is very like a go-getter. You do a lot of inquiries. You don't just stop from what you see on the outside, because the moment I saw they can give sponsorship, I went ahead and wrote an email to them. In the email, I attached my CV. It was kind of an inquiry, both an inquiry and a supporting statement about myself. And then I attached my email. I wanted to know if they're offering sponsorship also outside the UK. Then in case they were, I already attached my CV. So it was pretty quick, because after like 3 days, they responded. Yeah, it was like after 3 days, they responded that, yes, we're offering sponsorship and we've gone through your CV. Would like to schedule you for an interview. So, yeah, that's how I got the job. And the interview was scheduled a day after. Yes, it was scheduled a day after.
Wow, that was quick, wasn't it?
Very quick, very quick. Yeah. So they did. It's a care home, so definitely my hours are not short. They're just the hours that have been written in my contract. That those are the hours I'm working. In case I work more hours, that goes to overtime. And no one is forcing you to work the more hours. You choose yourself if you want to do the overtime, and you're also paid on a different amount. It's different from the normal amount in the contract. When the normal amount in the normal hours, your contracted hours, it's different. Yeah.
So is this a good difference, as in do you get paid more for overtime, or you get paid less? More?
Yes, you get paid more. Different. Yeah, it's a good pay. It's a good rate. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. And about anything they promised, if they have come to accomplish everything they promised, I would say that yes, they did, because they promised, instead of paying for sales, because how people are saying or how people are doing it recently, I didn't pay for anything. They are the ones who actually almost paid things for me, because they say they'll give me an accommodation. They did. Yes, they gave me money for transport, though they paid me after I've arrived. They already opened an online bank account. So I used my money, but on arrival, a week later, it was refunded into my account.
Okay, this sounds like a really, really good company. Your story is amazing. Did you have to pay for your COS or any administration cost to actually come here?
Nothing. I didn't pay anything. Nothing. They are actually the ones who gave me money now to use when I came here.
Wow.
Wow. They gave me money to use for a month as I'm waiting for my first salary. Yeah.
That's an amazing story. You're one of the lucky people from, you're quite different from what I've heard from other people. I guess my next question, it sounds like there was no middle person. You didn't have an agent looking for work for you, so you didn't pay any amount whatsoever.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just me. It was a direct employment. I did have an agency, yeah.
So you mentioned that they were employing carers in the UK. How come you got employed when you're outside?
Okay, that's why I said at the beginning that you have to be someone who does a lot of inquiry. It's because the post that I saw, it was about an inquiry. They were looking for carers and nurses that want sponsorship in the UK, but I didn't see the one that they were looking for people overseas, meaning
overseas.
there were other posts somewhere that I
Yes.
just didn't see. But the moment I made the inquiry, now they said, yes, we are even employing outside. We are employing also on the
Fantastic. Yeah, that's clear now. So my next question is, how are you finding the UK? So I want to know in two parts. I want to know about the culture. So when I say culture, you know, how people relate to each other. I'm assuming it's totally different from Kenya. So I want to know that side of things. How are you finding it? Did you have to adjust anything? And I also want to know about cost of living. There's people saying that, you know, once you come into the UK and when you get paid, you're left with nothing because there's so many bills. I want to know, without any specific detail, are you left with money after you get paid, or all of it is going towards your bills and your rent? So just those two questions. If you do one and you can't remember, I'll remind you.
Okay,
All
let me
right.
start with the first one about the culture.
Yeah.
Then we'll come now about the bills and everything. About the culture, I would say, yes, there's a lot of difference. But you see, this is something I prepared myself psychologically. I didn't just wake up and say, I'm coming to the UK. It's something I've been doing research, meaning I had already some view about what I'm getting myself into. I knew what I'm getting myself into, yes. So basically, I'm not surprised about the culture here.
Okay.
It's different, but it's not like, am I going to adapt to this? No, it's not like that. Besides that, there are many negative things that people will say, but I would say the British people, them, not just us, the immigrants, they are kind people. That's what I would say. It just depends with your approach.
Yeah.
Depends with your approach. There's that family thing about them. There's just that family thing about them, yeah. So it depends with your approach to them, or how, you know, when you see something is bad and you just put it in your mind, that's how it becomes. You can't say any positive thing about it, yeah. So personally, I say there's no much shock. They love tea, and fortunately, Kenya, we love tea.
Oh, so that's quite similar.
Yeah. Whenever you go to a Kenyan house, even if there's sunshine, someone would do like a cup of tea. We make cup of tea. It's like it's normal.
Wow,
so,
that's positive. Yeah, that's positive. So in terms of language, do you understand each other? Do you find that they understand you and you understand them, or there's some sort of barrier at some point?
Okay. I understand them, not everything. Like at the beginning, I had to take my time. Like I have to listen keenly. Not the way I'm speaking with you. You know, I'm understanding you at the go. But then I had to listen keenly. But me, they don't understand me. Like I have to speak slowly.
Okay, and then they'll understand you.
Yeah, I have to speak slowly, and then they say I am swallowing the words, like it's So, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful difference and change. Yeah.
Fantastic. It sounds like you've got a good story. I don't really want to make this video long, so just before you go, can you touch on cost of living, please?
Cost of living.
Yes.
Cost of living after being paid. Now, it all depends with the company that employed you. They pay different. There's a certain amount for the government that the government says you're supposed to be paid, let me say, £9,000 annually. Let me say that. But companies vary, and positions are different. Some people come here as senior carers, others as carers. So definitely the pay is different. But what I can say from my position and my company, after being paid, and paying my bills and everything, I remain with enough. Like it's enough to take care of myself. I can't complain. It's really enough. Yeah, it's really enough to take care of myself. It can only not be enough when now you go into another kind of lifestyle. If you want some kind of lifestyle now, that won't be enough to do all of that. Yeah,
Okay,
but
can I just ask, are you single or are you married? Is this like a single income for a single person, or are you single and you've got a family?
okay. When I came in, I came by myself, but I
Mm-hmm.
am married, so my family joined me later on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and it's still manageable even with family.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So single
Yeah.
income is still manageable to make a living.
Yes, it's still manageable. Yeah,
Okay.
it's still manageable. Yeah.
All right, but I would assume maybe your husband, when he's
Yes,
working,
yes,
you'll be able to have extra, maybe for saving or for for
yeah. Now to
holidays
do
and things like
something
that.
else. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sounds really, really good. It's been wonderful speaking to you. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this video with me. Your story is amazing and it's positive. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you too. I don't know. You asked about the things I've learned.
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't know. Yeah, you did. You did ask, right?
Yes.
How did I respond?
I guess, yes, things that you've learned. And also, if you could just say, if someone else is outside the UK and
Yes.
they're looking for work, what advice would you give them?
Okay, I would say for people that are looking into coming here,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good opportunity, but don't be in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the process slowly and with faith. That is for the believers, of course. Not everyone it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then lower your expectations. You're
Okay.
not don't show people or yourself that you're coming to like on heaven on earth. Yeah, lower your expectations.
Okay.
It's all hard work.
Mm.
And what I have learned is that the moment you arrive at this place, it's not
Mm-hmm.
the end of it. You can't say, I've made it now. It's
Mm.
actually the beginning.
Okay.
It's actually the beginning of a new journey.
Mm-hmm.
So start it again, just the same faith, the same patience, the same way you are, the same discipline. Have it all through.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, seek God's guidance and wisdom in
Okay.
order to stay well in this country. Yeah, you need
Mm.
God's guidance and wisdom. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Okay. How about the things that you've learned? Is there one or two that you can share?
Mm, just as I've said, like,
Ha-
don't be in a rush.
mm.
This country, you have to take everything slow. You can't come and say, I have to do this, and you have to achieve it immediately.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
slow in how you handle your things.
Mm-hmm.
Take time, one day at a time. You
Okay.
can't make everything at once. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. That's a wonderful, wonderful advice. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure people that are outside that are trying to come in will appreciate that. Do you think there's opportunities still, or it's too late?
I think opportunities are still there, but the trust between both the employer and the people that are being employed has gone down. The
Mm,
employers don't know if they're employing the real people that want the job or want to come in. And
mm.
you who is coming in, you don't know if the employer is making business out of it or they really want you. So
Okay.
it's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if someone's out there and they want to come, should they pursue it, or maybe it's time to give up?
I think you should listen to your inner voice. That's what I did.
Mm.
That's what
Okay, I seem to have lost her, so I'm just going to give a quick
The
call
person
back.
you're calling can't take your call.
So I seem to have lost her. But I think we got the gist of things from that video. And, thank you so much for joining me. I nearly said the candidate's name, but the story is if you still want to come to the UK, listen to your inner voice. This is what the candidate was saying. Listen to your inner voice and, take it one day at a time. Look at other options. Coming into the UK, it takes time for you to settle and then achieve the things that you want to achieve. It's not going to be achieved in one day. That's a really, really nice summary from what she has said. I will be bringing more stories. So this one was a positive story, but I have more stories lined up, which I think, every story is different, but I'm keen to find out how people got on. Please subscribe and, like the video, comment. Thank you very much.